Good morning, everybody. So, a little bit late here this morning. I did say yesterday I had some things to do, but all that matters is we show up. So, here we are, ready to do what we always do. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I was in the car. Had to. I'm getting my windows tinted anyway, so I was just waiting outside. I was there early, and I decided to just set up my charts along. And yeah, okay, so GJ, we've already, this move is pretty much already played out. Okay, sells below support, had a really nice closure. Your next candle wicked up, pushed straight down. That was a really nice, pretty much perfect setup, perfect entry, the whole works. So that trade is missed, but we'll break down GJ shortly. So let's look at news. Pretty much nothing this morning. Pretty straightforward. Nothing this morning. We do have Euro news later in the day. Shouldn't have too much impact. Otherwise, possibly a slight impact on gold. Other than that, we shouldn't have a problem. In terms of news, there is something big coming up later today, but I don't see too much information on it. So, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is meeting with President Biden to discuss what seems to be inflation. Like I say, not too much info on what or when they are talking, or I don't think they will be talking publicly. I think it will be a private meeting. But that will be very interesting to see what happens there. Biden to meet Powell to discuss economy as inflation bites. Let's see this. Seems like Biden is maybe throwing a slight tantrum. I just want a time on this. It'll probably be later this afternoon or this evening. A rare Oval Office meeting on Tuesday. Okay, so that should have some sort of an effect on gold. Since they are talking about inflation, we may see a push up from gold today. So let's look here, starting on a daily time frame. Oh, let's just check. Sorry. Keep in mind it's the last day of the month today. Things could get slightly funky, but I don't think it will have too much of an effect. We'll just see how the monthly candle closes, and keep in mind tomorrow we have a new monthly candle forming, and that wick may form in whichever direction, opposite to which way price may end up going for the month. Okay, so weekly is not telling us too much. We are just trading within the highs and lows of last week. So focusing on a daily, we did push up off of support yesterday. Okay, respected support, but we came down and closed with a wick. Now today we have actually broken these lows, but we have seemingly respected support once again. Okay, so at about 1856.5 we will be flipping bullish on the daily. So keeping that in mind, let's go and look here. So right now we had quite a strong push down. We broke below this pretty significant low here. Okay, so this could be a retracement, looking for a resistance to form in this area. So we're not going to take bars within this range. We'll wait for a break above 1856.8. Okay, so like I say, bearish, we've retraced, looking for a resistance to form to continue down. Okay, so let's mark this up. We got potential bars above here. If we miss this resistance, we can also sell below the support here. If we break below that support, that will confirm that, okay, the bearish momentum is back here. But right now, just waiting for a resistance to form. We've closed on a 30-minute respecting this level. We do have a wick to the upside. Our 15-minute is a doji. We want to see a strong confirmation candle here. Okay, so yesterday we said that this weekly candle, alright, once we break the high of last week's candle, we should drive up and fill some of these wicks here. So we've already done that. So far today we've had a pretty strong pullback. Looking at yesterday's candle, we did not have much of a top wick, so that could be why we are driving down now. But of course we are at this major resistance level over here, and we have broken above this level over here. So right now we are in this range. Pretty bullish still at this point, although we are tapping off of that support. Like I say, there was this setup this morning for sales. I was not here. You know, it's not the end of the world. That candle closed at 8, so we may have been a bit slow on these sales either way. And yeah, it is what it is. So you could have caught sales here off of resistance below this support level. Otherwise, right now, just waiting to see what price does, because at the end of the day, we are still pretty bullish here. Okay, we've broken some of these resistances now, although tapping into resistance. Another level of resistance here. We want to see what price does in this range. Looking to form a support at this level 161 to drive on back up to these highs, and then looking to break these highs to move further on up. So right now, not too much to do here on GJ. Like I say, just waiting for a support to form. So let's completely redo this analysis here. Okay, so that's your major level looking on a 4-hour and hourly time frame. We should push back into this level. There's the support which we formed this morning, or last night should I say, broke through this morning. Okay, so for now pretty bullish on GJ, just waiting to see if we form a support in this area. We can either take bars off of support, otherwise a break back into this range to move back up to resistance. So other than that, you know, not too sure where we could get further sells here. We would have to break below here. But at that level we could possibly expect a fake out, so not too eager to take sells right on a break of that level. Going to just mark up here, waiting for a support to form. Okay, pretty straightforward. Just gotta wait here on GJ. Let's look at gold. So gold, we have broken into this level here, but looking at your 30-minute, you still do not have a lower wick. Okay, so we could anticipate this candle to flip still, alright, the 30-minute candle, and possibly close bearish, and we'll have our resistance formed here. We just want to wait and see if that happens. So it would have definitely been tricky taking bars here. I mean, if you had a bar stop above this candle here, you certainly could have grabbed you know, about 10 pips, but you gotta really be on your game to know when to secure profit there, because price just came straight down. Would have had to manage risk pretty well, otherwise you would have been stuck at this point. And if you had your stop loss below this current candle, of course you would just about be stopped out. So, you know, definitely better to wait for buys above this level. You've got that fake out of this level pretty much here on a 5 minute now. Just going to wait for 9 o'clock. Your hourly candle is still pretty bullish. Obviously still have quite a nice wick rejection at this point in time, but we would like to see a strong bearish candle closure here. Higher time frames bearish. I mean, your daily is pretty damn bullish. Weekly is bullish. Your 4 hours bullish. Your monthly's just about more bullish than bearish. I mean, my bias here is sells, but to say that it is bearish is, geez, a big claim, man. Because as you can see here on the daily, we have a support. Price is rejecting support. So off the daily, there is a pretty high chance that price could move back up here. Just saying. So no, not too difficult. Just got a plan in place, and we'll wait for that to happen. Bars above resistance here as your daily candle flips bullish. Pretty straightforward. Makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, we'll trade with this low time frame trend right now. Trades. I don't want to see trades. You got CB consumer confidence later today. Tomorrow, got some high volatility stuff here in the afternoon. The mornings have been pretty chilled lately. ADP and then NFP on Friday. Man, you know what I've been seeing a lot of is Asian moves, like really nicely. Such clean moves in Asian. Look at this. Look at this move here. Asian. Yeah. From this move down here, Asian, tapped into that support. Nice move up. Even this here, Asian. Just look how. Sorry. Look how clean these candles are. Got that move down off of resistance. Okay, probably a pretty tricky sell. And then you pretty much had a fake out. And you had such a clean move up. Whereas London has been, you know, pretty messy. There's been moves in London, possibly even better than New York. Okay, here's London. But you got 3 candles compared to this monster over here. And then consolidation. New York open. NYSE open. If you're watching the chart here, you can see me pretty much pointing out your times and your sessions. So a lot to take away from today, you know, knowing when to trade. Look at this Asian session move. Okay, so this is pre-Asian, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around here. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2. You got your Asian open and your volume just, yeah. Asian open must be at 2. And check that move down. Moving to the higher time frames, London and New York get very wiki, if I could say that. Yeah, you got London, all of these wicks up here. New York open, very volatile, very little direction. Oh, Jared, no, I don't use indicators. Our 30 minute is looking pretty good. Your 15 minute just closed. Pretty nice closure. Gonna wait for 30 minute here. You've got a, I guess your stop loss is not too bad. Not too bad. We should move down here. Okay, so honestly, I would have liked to execute on this 15 minute, but going to be a little bit more patient today. We executed on a 15 minute on a very similar setup the other day. We were waiting for resistance, waited a little bit longer than today. So we have a little bit more time today to think about this and make the decision of being patient. Whereas the other day we waited pretty long and then saw an opportunity on a 15, executed, and ended up, I suppose, being a bit impulsive. So as good as this looks on a 15, I'm going to wait for a 30 minute confirmation here. At that point, that'll be a much stronger confirmation, and we should still get a pretty good entry. Got a lot of range to move down here. This range here we're working with about 20 pips, not too big. But we can definitely make something happen. Even a bearish hourly candle closure will be just fine. So yeah, your 15-minute candle has retraced quite a bit. At this point, you would be back at entry or in slight drawdown. So right now is not really a position I would want to be in if we had entered that trade on a 15-minute. So pretty glad we waited. You could still just see price drop from this point, but to see price move back up like that, not too sure if we would have moved stops to break even or not by then. I was looking at this resistance level here as an area to move stops to break even, or possibly as we moved into some of these wicks. So whether we were at break even or in drawdown right now, I think it was certainly better to wait here. Could definitely get a fake out on GJ here to move further on up. Quite liking what this may look like later on in the morning. I'm trying to write here just my plan for the day, and my fingers are so cold it's like impossible to hold the pen right now. I used to have a motorbike, and going to school in winter, I would get to school, my hands would be so cold, I would not be able to, well, I mean I did, you make a plan, but it was a mission to hold a pencil or pen for like your first 3 periods. At least here at home I can like run my fingers under hot water or something. At school there was no hot water. Not that I remember. Feels like such a long time ago. So your 30-minute is looking pretty juicy here. You've got about 6 minutes to go for your hourly candle closure. So yeah, just recapping here. Basically in Asian session we had a pretty strong move down. We broke some of these structural lows. At the end of the day we're in a range here. But yeah, we had a pretty strong move down in Asian. We've pulled back now pre-London, and our current 4-hour does not have a bottom wick. We are forming a resistance on a 30-minute. So looking for this 30-minute to close bearish. That will confirm, okay, our resistance at this level is formed. Then our new 30-minute we'll be looking to enter possibly on the break of the low here. GJ, here we are pretty much bullish. Okay, we have tapped into a pretty solid level of resistance, but overall we are bullish. So your candle yesterday closed with no top wick really, or it has a top wick but ever so slightly. You can see the last time this happened we had a major pullback. The last time a candle closed pretty much the same as this. Price just pulled straight down. So today what could be happening is reforming that lower wick, tapping into some sort of resistance here, support level should I say, to drive on further up. So we had a support level here on a 30-minute, which we broke. Nice sell opportunity here to grab a few pips on the way down, but this is looking more like a fake out. If we close back above this level, you should see this bullish continuation at least until this high. If we break this level, then we should actually continue to move further on up. So looking left, you know, you've got this level here, you got a level here. It's tricky, so probably gonna just focus on the more major levels as targets here. Okay, GJ is also setting up for us right here. And gold has pushed up. Your candle may just close like that, and if it does, then we'll focus on GJ for the time being. I want to see a 30-minute closure bearish here on gold. Even a 30-minute doji will do. So you have pushed straight up here, possibly a break of the previous candle low to move down. GJ. Okay, right, GJ has not closed back above support. Definitely got a nice rejection here on a hourly. We'll just wait a little bit longer here for GJ, see if it presents anything for gold. It's tricky. Okay, look at that. You formed your top wick here on the 30 minutes. So we're going to have a sell stop on the break of the previous 30-minute low. Gonna have about a 22 pip stop here. So we'll have our sell stop at 1853,200. We'll just see, you know, this candle may drive up. Sell stop doesn't get triggered. Okay, so looking to have a sell stop at 1853,200. You can see the numbers here on the side. They may be a little bit small. I wonder if I can increase the size of these numbers. Should be something to do with price. If we had a better 30-minute confirmation, a more bearish candle closure, you know, with a push up like this, we could be looking to enter on the flip, but right now, I would not want to get involved on the flip of this candle because we could drive back down into support here, looking at a lower time frame. Okay, you know, we could drive back into this level, reject, and continue moving up. So your flip would be pretty much on this level here. Like I say, you could tap that level and move up. We want to see a break of this low. Okay, not gonna have it all the way below the wick there. Once we clear this level, we should be good. So let's try improvise here. So we're gonna have a break of this low here, this structure, ignoring this wick to the left, looking left below the support we normally move down. So you know, looking here at a 1 minute, we would have broken that low and we would have broken that low, so we should be pretty good to move on down from that point. I'm not too sure how to explain it. I'm trying to find a way to explain that I don't want to enter on the flip, but I want to see if we can wait, look for another entry other than breaking this low, although it saves us how many pips here? It saves us about 5 pips. So this sell stop now, sorry, we've moved it up to 1853,700. Like I say, saving about 5 pips there from the original sell stop idea. You can see here, as I mentioned, we could get a tap into support and a drive up. So exactly what's happened if you had a sell stop on the flip of this candle, you may have even been triggered in. So good thing that was not what we were looking at here. Like I say, if you had a bearish candle closure on the previous 30 minutes, that flip idea would be alright. But we're looking at more of a doji here. So looking to just wait for a little bit more bearish momentum. Okay, GJ is back above this level. We'll wait for a 30-minute closure here on GJ to move further up. We've got a pretty minor resistance here, which once we clear we should be good. If we break the high of the previous 30 minute, then this idea will become invalid and we will possibly be looking for a closure above this level for buyers. Looking at your daily candle, we are just about to flip bullish. Had a pretty strong reaction to this level. We are showing indecision. We've pushed up again. Looks like we are failing to make a new high here. So if we flip bearish, break some of these lower time frame levels, we should move down here. Probably looking to move stops to break even around about this level here at 11 pips. Let's say 20 pips as we move into that first target. We'll see. There are numerous levels where price could react to. You can see looking over here, we've got this level, and then on a lower time frame we've got, sorry, on a 15 minute over here we had this resistance. Not too many viewers here today. We're probably going to take a W. So everyone just get ready. Only take L's when there's like 100 or more views. So far, probably the worst days on the stream have had the most views. Had 117 yesterday, with 2 L's, and then Thursday last week took a L, 94 views. So yeah, currently got 2 watching. You guys should be ready to make some money here. Pressure's off, so if you've just joined the stream, good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the London live session. Currently looking at a sell stop on gold at 1853,700. GJ, we have a possible fake out setup over here. Waiting for a 30-minute closure to close back into the range over here. And we'll see how that goes. Thank you for joining. Please give a thumbs up. Say hello in the chat box if you're new. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Yeah, like I say, if we break these highs, this idea will be invalid. We'll delete sell stops and just sit here on our hands for a little bit longer. Just had a new 15-minute open here. So right now GJ looks like it could be forming a resistance at this level. Yeah, I did not really plan for further sales, but if we form a resistance at that level, you know, you could move back down to 161. Not too interested in sales for now. It's a pretty strong area here. Okay, so if we do not get the movement we want on this 30-minute candle, we will delete the sell stops and wait for the next 30-minute candle closure. Certainly looks like it's having a hard time creating a new high or tapping into this level, so very well could be a fake out here on a 15-minute time frame. Closing back into this range here, closing here into this range, we should close back into this range here and move down quite nicely. If we close back into this range, then of course our 30-minute will be closing bearish as well. Pretty much what we want. We've already shown signs of rejection here, so our sell stop, like I say, we've got it on the break of this low, and I think that's an alright place to keep it. Otherwise we'll be waiting for a 30-minute closure here. surely. We could have some further downward momentum here on GJ. You know, we have tapped into pretty strong area of resistance. We closed bearish on a 4 hour. We'll just wait and see here. Do not think I'll be taking sells from this level. I'll wait for what we've planned out. If that does not happen, then no worries. How's it, Dylan? Yeah, I'm looking at that as well. It's a pretty strong area of resistance here. We are generally looking for smaller moves here on the stream. So taking into account what's happening on the 4 hour, looking on a lower time frame for entries and that kind of thing. So, you know, I don't think that we will have like a massive sell-off to support or anything here. So you got to utilize this idea on a lower time frame. Right now it looks like we are forming a resistance at this level. You'll have to see how we close probably here on a 30-minute now. You just don't have too much range moving down here to support. Not gonna work for me. Not gonna work for me. Looking at a higher time frame, weekly, daily, we are bullish. Okay. You know, look at this move up. We retested this level, formed a support. Last week pretty much confirmed that support as we tapped into it again, flipped back bullish, closed pretty strong. Now we've broken the highs. We are currently at a level of resistance, so hence you are seeing some sort of pullback here, but you should see price soldier on here. Looking at the 30-minute, you know, we are very much bullish still. Formed the support level, came back down. Looking at this as a possible fake out. So waiting for closure back into the range here. Closure back above 161.35. That's all I want to see on GJ today. Volume is dying down on gold. Definitely showing signs of indecision here. Looking at about a 25 pip stop loss here. 12 pips for break even. 20 pips to your first target. 40 pips to second target. And 70 pips to your final target. Stop loss is at 1856,250. Stop loss at 1856,250. Your sell stop order is here on the screen. Like I say, if we break the highs, we'll delete the order. We may even end up waiting for an hourly closure here. Like I say, if this 30-minute doesn't do what we want, we'll be waiting for the next 30-minute candle closure. So I'll keep an eye on that. GJ, let's look at GJ. Rejecting. Just don't have enough range for a trade here. You'd be looking at like 20 something pips stop. Your target's only about 16 pips away. Definitely looks like you got more downside potential here, but like I say, for me, this range here is just not, there's not enough room for me to take a trade in. Gold on the lower time frames here is just consolidating. Your 15-minute is about to close. Pretty small candle here. Not breaking the high or low of the previous 15. Closed pretty much where it opened, so very little happening here on your low time frame. Okay, so sell stops have been deleted. Waiting for a candle closure. Whether it be a 15 or 30. As long as we close back below 1854, 450, 470. Yeah, I just round everything up. I make life hard. So yeah, this could be a fake out on a 30-minute. Like I say, it would be really nice to see a 30-minute closure below 1854,47. Looks like GJ will just continue down here. We've created a resistance. Support has turned to resistance. We were waiting for a fake out, so we were waiting for a closure back above 161, 340, 350. Not too sure if we are going to get that. We'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, we're just waiting for a closure here now. Could come on a 15-minute. That'll be okay. You know, if we close below this minor support here, still looking at about 20 pips. 20 pip stop. Earn money for charging. Earn money for charity while charging. Thought it was for me. Okay. Did anyone know about this? Feed children while charging your phone. That's pretty cool. I'd rather do that than give £2 at KFC. And now How could you possibly earn money charging your phone? How? Charger Pay is a free mobile app that rents your screen and turns it into a billboard, displaying ads while it charges. The longer you leave the Charger Pay screen on, the more money you make. Once the app is running, no work is required on the user's end, meaning that this app is 100% passive income. Make $20 a month in passive income. This is not an ad, guys. I'm just reading this. I was very interested to see how money would be made just by charging your phone, but that makes sense. Ads. Ads are a crazy way to make money. If we break these lows, we should move down here in GJ. Five minutes to go here for our 15-minute candle. I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes. Didn't eat breakfast, I'm starving. Okay, this is what we want to see here. You don't want to see it drive down too much. It's broken that level where we had initial sell stops in. We'll just wait for our 15-minute candle closure here. I'm sure there was a way to catch sells here. But no way that really fits my plan. There's just not enough range. And you have the support level over here as well. So to take a sell like at that level is pretty risky. Especially I suppose when your mind is on waiting for support and buys above this level. Could have actually executed on the candle closure. That would have probably been your best bet. Not something I do much of lately. But that could have worked. Definitely. Probably your only option there actually. Entering on the candle closure. Okay, so your 15 minutes closed. We closed back in the range here. So just waiting for a 30-minute closure now. Or your hourly closure, should I say. Which could even be better here if we close bearish on an hourly it'll be even better than a 30-minute. See what's going on here. Broken structural levels here, broken these structural lows. We've pulled back up. We are retesting particular levels here to drive back down to the low. I don't know how long I was muted. I've been eating on and off, so I muted myself. But our 15-minute close back in the range here. We wanted to see a closure below, so this is even better. Waiting for a hourly closure. If we get that bearish hourly closure, that will be an even better confirmation for price to drive down. Your 4 hour still has no bottom wick, so something to keep in mind, something that could still occur in the last hour. GJ nothing. So yeah, this trend line that I marked up was just to indicate basically, you know, what's going on here. We broke structural levels. These structural lows formed a new low. We have pulled back and are retesting certain levels here, possibly forming a resistance to drive back down to the lows. So we really want to see a 30-minute bearish candle closure, our bearish candle closure back in this range if we want to take sells. If not, there may just be no trades for us today. The closer we come to 11, I like to start making a move. Things can get a little bit funny at just after 10, your last hour of the 4-hour candle. Volume can die down around 11, 12. Beginning of a new 4-hour candle is also tricky at 11. So unless I'm in a trade, I like to be gone by 10:30. Certainly looks good. We've got about 10 minutes to go here. Just waiting for a candle closure. Simple. Got about 7 minutes to go. If we could sit in that area like that, that would be lovely. I was probably looking at 20 pips and a little bit. Stop loss for setup here. Your target is going to be at 1851,69, about 20 pips away for your first target. Looking left, this is a pretty strong level, this level we broke earlier on, so thinking we should retest that level, which will be about 40 pips away, and then run it to the low here at 70 pips. Five minutes to go here. We are currently sitting above support, so you may not get the close you want here. Close with no top wick on a 5 minute. Let's see if we close back below support. GJ just chilling around that support area. Certainly some bearish momentum here. If you want to get involved in bars, you definitely need a support. It's a pretty good level to retest to move further on up. Oh. Just waiting here, guys. Got 2 minutes for our hourly candle closure. We wanted a closure below this level here for our fake out. Currently does not look like we'll get that. That buy yesterday on gold was just straight up a bad idea. But looking at where our target was, we were targeting this low, which is basically the 4-hour high, and we were taking the trade on this 4-hour candle here. Funnily enough, our next 4-hour candle drove up to test that exact level. There's a reason we have these targets. You just need to be smart about the execution. And yeah, I guess that execution was not too smart. So we've closed bullish, alright, on an hourly time frame. Closed above the support level. So not exactly what we wanted here, but we've still closed bearish on a 30-minute. Okay, we could still have a fake out of this level. We may just have to get creative with entries, but I'd like to see a top wick into at least 1855 to 50 before driving down, possibly to have an entry on the break of this 30-minute candle. This bullish candle on your hourly is pretty weak. Your wick is a lot larger than the body here, so you could consider that to be an exhaustion candle. A break of the low, we should be good to push on down here, considering that we have, this bearish momentum. Okay, so there's your push up, making that top wick. Okay, so gonna have a sell stop on the break of the previous 30-minute low. $25, 26 pips. First target is about 19 pips away. We do have more range to move down here, looking left, so your RR for these further targets is really not bad. 20 pips, I'll say that's fine. On my broker, the sell stop is at 1853.60. Here on TradingView, I've got it at 1853.59. Just be aware of how big your spread is, where you should be setting these entries. Stop loss is at 1856.15. If we break these highs, if we break the previous hourly high, then this trade will be invalid. Yellen to also attend the Biden Powell meeting at the White House. I just want to know time. So of course that big meeting is going to be the highlight of the day. That'll be the focus of the day. They are talking about inflation, which could have a positive effect on gold. We could see a move up on gold today. Right now though, we are just following price action. As you can see, we had this strong move down in Asian. We've retraced, possibly formed a resistance here. Once we break the low of the previous hourly, will confirm that, okay, this is a resistance. As of right now, we are still moving up. We are respecting the highs of the previous two hourly candles, and we've already marked up a level to take buys. So like I say, just following price action. Just because there is a meeting later today, a big meeting having to do with inflation, does not mean we can't catch sells early on in the day here on gold if the price action allows. So we've had no funky executions here. We've been very patient today, waiting for our 30-minute candle closures. We do have a 30-minute bearish candle closure. Your hourly is bullish and above the level where we wanted to see the candle close below. But we could still be looking at a fake out. Like I say, your 30-minute is still bearish. And we do have a lot of wicks in this area, showing possible signs of exhaustion. We haven't had, I think it's fair to say we haven't had any volume in London. So this last hour of the 4-hourly candle may just bring that volume. We can certainly move 36 pips in an hour to create that bottom wick. So if we flip bearish, we should move pretty strongly here. If you're still on the stream this morning, I'd really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. So there's your support formed on GJ. You never know. Looks like we're pushing up here on gold. Like I say, if we break the previous hourly high, we'll delete these sell stops. Your daily candle has just flipped bullish. I'm looking for the last time a 4-hour candle opened with no bottom wick or opened with no top wick. Here's one. So you did get a move down, but you see price came back up to this level eventually. But this is a 4-hour time frame, so that move is still quite substantial on a lower time frame. So maybe we don't have to worry too much about this bottom wick on a 4-hour. If your daily is flipping bullish and we are closing above resistance here, we should not have too much of an issue to move further up. Just gotta wait here. Looks like we may have no trades today. But that's okay. As good as things look like they possibly could be, the closer we come to a low volume time, we risk getting into a bad position. There's absolutely no volume here on London today. We had a small move on GJ. I mean, this move, 30 pips. Yeah, that's alright. Pretty tricky to execute. Like I say, your only option here was really to probably get involved on the close of this candle. But our bias was bullish. We were waiting for a support to form, waiting for a fake out of this level. So you can see how it was pretty tricky to shift the bias there so quickly. I don't think that move is anything to cry over, 20 pips. So rather gonna wait for the correct confirmations here. If we pick up volume here and close above this level on a 30 minute, we could be looking at bars in the last 30 minutes here to possibly push a little bit higher, maybe to 161, 670. So gold closed bullish, now on a 15. Looks like we've created support here within this range, so yeah, not looking too good for our sell stop. Obviously this sell stop has not been activated. I never So you can see we're still hovering around a resistance. Until we break those highs, we will keep the sell stop in. Okay, so going to delete the sell stop here. Not long until your 30-minute candle closure. Let's see if we close above resistance here and we can possibly get involved in bars above this level. So this range right here was a no trade range, as you can probably gather. $11 to go. We'll either have a possible trade at 10:30 or we'll call it a day. Both GJ and gold are starting to line up for possible buys. GJ looks like we may get a closure back in the range here for that fake out. Gold is looking good. We are moving up to that resistance. Patience is key, ladies and gentlemen. Patience is key. If you're new on the stream today, pop a message down in the chat, say hello, tell me where you're from. Give the stream a like. See quite a few of you have been on here for a while. There we go. Thank you for the likes, guys. Been a pretty slow morning here for London session. Looks like things are picking up. If we get a closure like this above this level, this is where we were looking for buys earlier on. And we'll see if we get an entry here. I prefer the setup on gold to GJ, even though on gold we have this 4 hour that is sticking in the back of my mind with no bottom wick there. The daily candle has just flipped bullish. We've got a meeting about inflation later with President Biden and Jerome Powell. So, you know, with that news, we may see a further drive up here. Whereas GJ, we've already had a pretty strong push down off of a very strong resistance. It may be safer to wait for bars above that resistance, or wait for the 4 hour to play out a little bit better. Right now, you are about to close on a 4 hour in 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and your current 4 hour to me just looks a little bit lost. Okay, we've had a strong push down. We've pulled back up, but we are still bearish, so your new 4 hour could drive down to fill this wick, or this could be a rejection and a support formed. It's a little bit vague, the 4 hour candle, the story it's telling us right now. Whereas the 4 hour on gold is telling us, okay, we are bullish. I wonder when the news came out for this meeting. Maybe Asian Session didn't know about it. Philip, guys, you should read this. This made my morning. I'm a stripper. We can read the markets better than bankers. A stripper has claimed that she can read markets better than bankers and set out why she thinks we're heading for a recession. The adult entertainer said strip clubs were sadly a leading indicator of economic health, adding that we're already in recession in a series of earlier tweets post the Lambo go. Yeah, anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. It's true though. "14 hours ago." Okay, so this was out before Asian Session, so they were aware of this meeting. Sorry about that. Yeah, its price still seemed to drop pretty heavily in Asian Session, although come Asian Open we moved up pretty strongly. If we are taking bars, we've got a level here where we can possibly move stops to break even. We may have a reaction off of that level. May even secure profit at that level. It's been a pretty long day with nothing so far. I don't want to force anything, but if we get an entry for bars here, we need to be aware the new 4-hour candle is coming up. So we're probably going to have a pretty quick move here, in and out, grab what we need and call it a day. One minute 30 seconds here. Currently sitting below resistance on both of our pairs. We'd like a closure above resistance to take bars. If not, gonna call it a day here at 10:30. I think there must have been a lot of Americans who joined the stream, something to that effect, because views tend to pick up around 10, 11, 10, 11. My two streams that ran over 11 have the most views, so that's quite interesting to see. Yeah, man, closing a little bit funny here on both pairs. You could see a move up, but pretty tricky. You've closed above this resistance here. Okay. So working with that, we'll see what happens. Probably not going to get an entry here on GJ. Gold, on the other hand, you closed on resistance. Looking left, you know, just trying to make sense of what's going on here. You have this level where we closed above. In terms of an hourly level, yeah, we definitely want a break of 1856.75. This candle runs down, taps into this area here where these wicks are, this minor resistance, and then drives up, breaks the high. We could get an entry here on the break of the high. Probably going to use the current candle stop loss. Just going to keep our target there at the most significant level here. Got a lot of rejection in that area. No run is nothing. Keeping it simple on this one. So sell stops are deleted. We have picked up in volume here, so looking to have a bar on the break of the previous candle high. Trading view here, I've got the bar stop at 1857,400. On my broker, I'll be having the entry at 1857,3. about a pip difference. Wanting to have the stop loss below the current candle, but for now we'll leave it below the 15-minute candle just to get an idea of the range we are working with for our stop loss. So looking at about 22 pips here for your stop loss and 32 pips for your target. Let me just remove that. I kind of want this text box here saying potential buyers, like, just so you know that it's been planned the entire time. Yeah, gonna stay away from GJ. Gets pretty messy here on the lower time frames, but really the idea here is just playing off the daily candle, tapping into support. We did actually break these lows from yesterday and the day before, but we have driven back up, flipped bullish, and we are creating a new high here. We are in this range still, so we should push up and fill these wicks, if not possibly a move all the way to the highs here. Haven't really taken that into account for further targets. Not really going to worry too much about that. Yeah, in terms of your daily time frame, you could push up to 167, 400. Most certainly, I'm not too sure if, our runners will push all that way. I like to have further on targets, in case we do have runners, but 100 pips. Right now, our volume is pretty dead. Overall, we are in consolidation. The only thing I'm thinking that might kick up volume is the fact that our daily has flipped bullish and this meeting about inflation later today. So, London session has been just really slow. You look here on a 15 minute and it's just wicks up, down, up, down. You know, we've started to get some movement now in the last 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So wondering now that the daily candle has flipped bullish, if we break above some of these levels, if we'll see a further push up. GJ, your 30-minute has created a bottom wick. If you had this as a 15-minute support, we have closed back above that level. It looks good here on your daily. We've created a bottom wick, tapped into this previous daily resistance to drive further on up. Gold looking pretty solid. Looking like we're gonna have some quick moves here. Stop loss on gold. For me, it's going to be 1855.2 here on TradingView. We've got it at 1855.15. So about a 21 pip stop. $22. There's a lot about GJ that I don't really like. The way it's sitting right now. Like I say, your daily, we obviously have rejected this resistance, but we've also come down on the daily to create a bottom wick. We've tapped into a previous daily resistance. I said we are in this range from this high here to this high here. Tapped into that level. We should drive back up. The higher time frame is bullish. But looking at your hourly, we had a pretty strong hourly push down. We haven't broken the previous hourly high. The support level, we've based it off a 15-minute right now. Other than that, your 30-minute actually closed on support here. We would have preferred for it to close above. I know gold, we also closed on support, on resistance, ever so slightly above. Not really, Pretty much closed on resistance. But like I say, we're creating a pretty steep wick on this 30 minutes. If we tap into this level and then drive back up and break the high, we should move further on up. But this range in itself is a no trade range. So coming up to the last 15 minutes of the 4 hour, gonna delete the sell stop, buy stop, excuse me. So that means today was a no trade day. Buy stop is deleted. GJ, of course, don't really like what's going on right here. So no trades GJ, no trades gold, no trade day. Thank you guys so much for joining once again. I appreciate you and your support very, very much. If you haven't liked the video, please drop a like before I hop off here. And I hope you enjoy your day further. See you tomorrow.